Hi guys, how are you? Today we're gonna start the game Prep for Celpip, listening, part 5, listening to a discussion, 8 questions. Let's get started.
So with part 5 specifically, it's the only part of the Celpip listening test where you're going to watch a video as you listen to a discussion unfolding. There will always be 3 people talking, and they're all going to have a different opinion on the topic that's being discussed. So it's your job to really focus in and identify how each person feels about that topic. Remember, you're only going to see this video and hear it once, and it will be anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in length. The video we'll be watching today is about 2 minutes long total. After the video finishes, you will have around 8 questions to answer, and they're all going to appear on one screen, and you'll use the little drop-down arrows to open up the answer choices. So they're essentially multiple choice type questions, and I'll show you what they look like very shortly. So before you actually watch the video on the Celpip test itself, you are going to have a little statement that introduces what you're about to see right on the test. And this is what you're looking at right now in this blue box on your screen. So this was a real listening question from a past Celpip test. So I'll read it out loud so we all have a sense at least of what we'll be watching shortly. This one says that you will watch a discussion between 3 people at a cafe. They all belong to a conversation club where some members are improving their English and some are improving their French. Okay, so you know this information before you even watch the video itself. Now, because you know that part 5 will always ask you to listen to opinions from 3 different speakers, I would recommend strongly that you create a note that looks something like this. In fact, you can do this at home right now if you want to practice. So by creating a chart and just labeling it with person 1, 2, and 3 at the top, we're now ready to start writing down the key ideas that each person shares as we watch that video. Okay, so again, feel free to use this chart, or if you've got your own method of note-taking, that's perfectly fine. You'll notice that at the bottom of this chart, I just summarized the information that the test instructions gave us. So we already know that this is happening in a cafe. It's a conversation club, and the participants are practicing English and French. Okay, again, we got that right from the test instructions. Now, you don't need to write that information down if you don't want to, but you should at least be tucking it up here.
It's session 8. All 24 members present, 8 conversation groups of 3, a full house. How'd it go for you, Diane?
Our group spoke French for more than half the time. 40 minutes of French and 20 minutes of English. But hey, I'm not complaining. I need all the French I can get.
Hey, your French is just as good as mine. Keep practicing. A few more weeks and you'll sound like Nicholas here.
And remember, it's even harder for the allophones here. I mean, they're learning a 3rd language.
Allophones?
There are people whose first language isn't English or French. Like Marta, she's an allophone. She grew up speaking Ukrainian, then she learned English, and now she's trying to pick up French.
Marta was in my group. She's amazing. Her French is way better than mine. She said her friend wants to join.
Well, that makes 6 new members who want to join, and they're all allophones. Problem is, we can't ask people to start bringing their own chairs. Maybe we need to look at a bigger restaurant.
I think we should just limit the membership to 24. Can't we start a wait list? There's enough turnover. Colleen and Liam are going back to Germany next week.
The thing is, if you put prospective members on a wait list, they might just join a different club. I know from working at the community center, wait lists are unreliable. You can have 6 people on a wait list. When you call them, none of them are interested anymore. So, when people ask to join, we should let them in right away. How about meeting at a separate location on different nights?
Well, if all the new members are allophones, maybe we should change the format. Right now, each conversation group has 1 native English speaker, 1 native French speaker, and 1 allophone. But maybe in the new location, it should just be for allophones.
No, we need to mix them in with native speakers, like we're doing now. The allophones kind of inspire the others by their example, and they're great translators. For the next little while, we'll just have some groups with 3 and some groups with 4 until we get more native speakers in. We'll need to find a second location for a meetup on alternate nights. Some people can meet on Tuesdays and Saturdays. The new group could meet Wednesdays and Sundays.
So this is the first of 2 questions that we'll practice together today. This first question reads, what is the main topic being discussed? And as you can tell right off the top, this is certainly a general meaning question, a broad topic. So here are your answer choices. You've got what to learn, where to meet, discussing more about whether new people should join or not. Now, I'm pretty sure that's my answer, but I like to be very thorough if I've got the time on a test. So we can quickly consider answer D, whom to invite. I do remember a few instances where they were talking about who should be in this new club. So Nicholas talks about maybe having allophones only in this new location if they open it. And that first man says, no, we should mix the allophones and native speakers. So looking at this information, I see Diane's not weighed in at all. She's not offered any ideas about who should actually be in the club itself. So I would consider who to invite as a specific detail discussed between these 2 men. And the specific details are not what we're looking for here. We're looking for the main topic. So whether to grow just makes a lot more sense. When you look at the number of times it was discussed and all the different opinions from all the speakers in the dialogue itself, it's really lending its hand to say that this is the main topic of the entire piece. So we're going to select whether to grow and move on.
My opinion is B. Oh no. Unfortunately, it's not B.
That doesn't make sense, based again on Diane's body language and facial expression and her words in the dialogue. In the same fashion, we can also eliminate scorn. When you're scornful, you're extremely angry or upset at somebody about something. And Diane was not upset at all with Marta. So we're left with two positive emotions. They are admiration and gratitude. And when I consider answer C, their gratitude, I know that when you're grateful, you're showing thanks about something. And as much as Diane spoke highly of Marta's French abilities, she wasn't going over the top with thanks and gratitude. She wasn't grateful that Marta was there. So to me, that's not the best answer here. I think based on what we've heard from Diane herself using her words and also what we saw in that video with her body language and facial expressions, I would suggest that admiration is the closest depiction of her attitude. She admires Marta very much for her ability to speak French. So we'll choose answer A and move on with the rest of the test. So to summarize, I guess some of the strategies that we've used today that should be helpful in the future, sort of we're concerned.
Okay, we're done. So fast, so quick.